Hey everyone, welcome to this picker card. This is going to be what is your ancestor or ancestors want you to know right now. And I'm gonna shuffle to see what's up. First, we're gonna do some tarot cards for you to choose. I call upon all ancestors who did make an effort to heal their lineages and their loved ones, to heal the collective. For you to have some clarity and guidance from them now for the greatest good of all. Please and thank you. Okay. Here's the first card. Spirit for group number 2. Okay, here's the second card. Here for group number 3. What do the ancestors have to say for them to obtain some guidance right now, this timeless moment? Okay, group number 3. Alright, timestamps will be in the description box below. So let's see what's up. Group number 1. Let's take a look at your card. I will start. Okay. There's some kind of conflict going on with some of your relationships right now, and they want you to know that the hostility that is being presented either from you or from the other party doesn't need to change who you are. And if it's coming from you to control your actions and be this aggressive in the conversation, or for some of you, it doesn't need to be so impactful on your actions so much that it changes who you are. Because I'm hearing you're very compassionate, but sometimes your anger boils up because you contain your anger, and this person is making you kind of explode right now. But your ancestors want you to know they're with you. I'm feeling the presence of a woman ancestor, and she's like trying to calm you down. She's by your side, especially when you're asleep and you go to sleep with all that tension. What else, Spirit? I'm hearing you are who you've always known you are. There's no need to doubt yourself right now in whatever actions and projects you're taking on. Yeah. If this person is the one bullying you, you don't need to lower to their level and act upon rage. Okay? Your ancestors are very proud of you for maintaining and containing yourself as much as you could, because you might have had an episode or, you know, a burst of emotions recently. But this ancestor female, she is from your mother's side. Okay. And she's helping you maintain mental clarity and balance. Okay. What else, Spirit? Yes, I think you probably just need to be okay with pushing down some emotional imbalance and be able to have keep a clear head right now, and just welcome in this wisdom, welcome in your ancestors' wisdom, that there are things that you cannot change, and the best to do is talk clearly on a clear head. If you need to take a few days, to clear it, so you can talk respectfully, because that's who you are. You are not a bully, okay? No matter who is trying to trigger you, you maintain your composure. Is that how you say it? I don't know. English is my second language, y'all. But I think composture, to compostura, and yeah, maybe let go of some pride. Yep, that's what this card is taking me to assume. See, let's get you an oracle card. Okay, Spirit, what do they need to know with this Five of Swords? Group number one. What do they need to know with the Five of Swords from their ancestor presenting it themselves? Same thing. Star Seer. Okay. I think you're very, very connected to your either the subconscious, the ethers. So that's why you go to sleep with all this tension and you actually transmute it. And a little bit of partially you transmute it and you dream about some things, some situations that might have caused you, this struggle. But I feel like your ancestor, she was connected to, or she is connected to, um, what is it? So some star system that it's either the Pleiades, the Andromedan. She might have been connecting to both in different timelines. It says, keep believing in yourself, trusting your dreams enough to let the serendipities unfold. Let let go enough to allow space for unexpected opportunities. Even when the route is not as direct as you imagined, listen to your intuition and know you have got this. Yes, even when it might seem a little bit blurry, you can trust that you're gonna be aided on your mental clarity, and you're gonna be okay with reaching those goals. For you to be able to receive this downloads, you need to be clear headed. For you to receive all this information, you climb that ladder and reach this higher consciousness channeling that's eventually gonna come through you. It says, listen to your intuition, trust the holistic journey, dreams finding their way into being, the bigger picture, a more aligned outcome than expected, clarity of the graded path. This card depicts intuition as a goddess. She's lifting you out of the clouds of confusion and mind noise and showing you the clear way forward. She is your higher self and she can see your great potential. Trust your instincts and have faith in your dream. You are already on your way. Yeah, this is for a lot of you, and take it as it resonates, and you just always go with your intuition. Like the card says, trust your intuition. If not necessarily this message applies to what you're seeing or feeling, of some of you can actually see your ancestors in dreams and feeling, and it might not be a female, but the gender is just not, it's regardless of the gender of your ancestor. For most of you, it is a female ancestor from your mother's side. And this is her. This is her energy right here. So please, please trust that all of that clutter in your thoughts and all of that frustration and maybe like anxious stories that might not even be truth that this person's making you believe are gonna poof smoke away, like the smoke blow away, because they're gonna help you with this thunderstorm basically going on in your emotional being so your mind can be cleared. Okay, let's get you an animal card. Okay, spirit card for group number one. The Five of Swords and Stars here. And thank you. A Firefly. Hmm. It says inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting, contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the Firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is Firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? What can you do to really contain yourself and really be able to harness all this creative energy that is coming? Because I feel like this is all distraction. So your ancestor wants you to know, like, focus on the information and on the great channeler and person that you are, you know, and embrace this creativity that is going to come once you clear your mind, once you talk your mind really clear, transparently, authentically with whoever you need to talk it with. If it's with yourself, it's with yourself. If it's with someone else, it's with someone else. And be able to channel this energy, this message that eventually is the important thing that you need to turn your face to, turn your attention to, because it might just, flip away like a firefly if you're not really focused on that. You're focused on the past and on frustration and anger or rage. It says when in balance, writes creates brainstorms. When out of balance, burnout feels dull. To bring into balance, write a poem or draw. Okay, get your affirmation card. Stuff with my spirit. Some affirmations for group number one, please. Oh, and really quickly. I navigate confusion and doubt by reconnecting with my values and the truth of who I am. Yeah, exactly. That that's what I've been meaning to say. Ooh, and your throat. Yeah, like you need to, if you even say it aloud. You know, um, here's a chance to take a screenshot of this affirmation. And yes, this is what you need to do. Like, you need to be sure of your values and do not let anyone or any situation change that, for you, and twist and distort your view of who you are and make you doubt yourself even more, because then you're gonna feel like, I regret saying this. That was not me. And plus, it will open your crown chakra to receive all of this information that you need to receive right now. Yes, I think you just need to, like the card says, reconnect with who you are and the great artist or creator in any way that you really are. Okay, and that's all I have for you, group number one. Thank you for tuning in, and see you on the next one. Bye bye. Hi, group number two. This is your reading, and we're gonna now flip your card that you chose. You got the Ten of Swords reversed. Okay. Okay, so your ancestor wants you to know that there is something really stuck in your chest right now, but you're overcoming it, and to not being a do not desperate or I don't know if I'm saying that right. Do not, no se desesperen, and do not lose hope, okay? Because there's going to be improvement soon. Um, you are healing from some past, either conflict, either betrayal, or you just had a very big loss right now. I don't know if this is financial or relationship wise. But since this is on the mental side, I would say that it's probably okay. More of you, I think it's financial. I think there has been some sort of issue at the job, but for most of you, it is a relationship. And whether this relationship was at your job or not, you're finally seeing more clearly. You're coming out of this. That's what your ancestor wants you to know. I think this ancestor, for a lot of you, is a male energy, a masculine energy, and they're very mental, and they're kind of telling you like how to strategy, how to create better strategy. um yes, but for that you need to get this out of your chest, because you're kind of repressing this resentment or this grief, okay, right now. They want you to know that things happen for a reason, and that you will eventually, find a less stressful situation or job, or you're gonna be meeting someone that is gonna let you be in a state of calmness more so, as opposed from the lost relationship. Or you're either gonna attack this betrayal situation with someone that's gonna make you like free yourself from those emotions. Maybe you want to go to pet therapy, maybe some of you already do. Let's get your oracle card. Okay, the oracle card for group number 2, please. There with this 10 of Swords reverse. Okay, you have the fire element on this oracle. Yes, I think there's something that you need to like let go. You have too much fire accumulated in you, and this is kind of making you repress this potential balance that could be between your masculine and your feminine. That's often what happens, and your ancestor did learn that lesson already. So they're trying to guide you right now and let you see that there is a possible way out, and it might have to do with that, with just being able to um just have the capacity to move on, because right now you have learned your lessons with this 10 of Swords reversed, okay? And you don't need to like be remorsing, but you do need to let it out of your chest. That's what they're saying. Okay, duality, creation, kundalini, the rising phoenix, bringing conflict into harmony, intensity, transformation, and incredibleness of being alive. Coalescence, infinite energy. It says, we live in a dualistic world of light and dark, yin and yang, masculine and feminine. Focusing only on light can repress our shadows, bring both sides into balance, and being real with our humanness allows us to reach more joy, authenticity, and depth. By accepting and loving all of ourselves as we truly are, we can extend more of this love and have deeper compassion with others. Yeah. You might as well have compassion for this energy that you're being faced with, for this grief. Having compassion to yourself is admitting I am in a state of grief, but I know after I accept this and after I confront my own emotions, I will be able to move on to something better, that fulfills me better, that I deserve better, you know? And that's all energy of fire transformation right here. That's your animal card. For group 2 spirit, I need to know about the 10 of Swords reverse and the fire card. Please. Thank you. Okay, wolf. So the wolf is an earth element, and it's very about, like, sometimes the wolf thinks everyone has to follow their footsteps, whether this is at a laboral place your place of labor or in your household as well. So that might be for some of you that you are in your household thinking, oh, but they have to do this and that. You might feel betrayed because they're not following what you thought they needed to follow, you know? And that is your fire just being unbalanced because es pura soberbia, you know, to want to control what everyone should be doing for the betterment of them. But it's really just your fire, your anxiety. Um, let's take a look at the wolf, guardian of family, tribe, activism, ritual. When in balance, reliable, democratic, and fearless. When out of balance, judgmental and dominating. To bring it into balance, practice letting go. Yes, letting go of that resentment or whatever you're holding. Your ancestor is leading you to, okay, swallow your pride. You was the masculine that you are because your ancestor has been in that spot before where they couldn't swallow their pride and they let their own fire consume themselves, you know? So that might be something that you would want to do. Whether this is exercise, I feel like a very masculine, like disciplinary energy here. You might be great at just, you know, being consistent on moving your body and transmuting the fire. Um, yeah, whatever, you know, makes you spark that passion and that fast moving energy that fire is, you know, the quick transformational energy. Not to say that you need to hurry, but that is what is coming through from your ancestor. They want you to know, okay, first you need to admit this thing, this, and that, and then you can move on to the next step, which is actually looking for the better things for you, things that are gonna feel joyful to you. Okay, uh, and joyful can include this fire energy, you know, your passions and whatever sparked the from the beginning, you know, of time, even from when you were a child, to actually make you feel alive and like you are you. You are authentically you. Okay. So it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. Exactly. I feel like you might be carrying with some stuff of like, okay, why am I not enough? Like, I must be enough, right? So I won't accept that this hurt. But it wasn't your fault. You know, it's independently from whatever is going on. I think it's outside of you, and you can't really control that. And what you gotta work on is really managing your own fire and being able to just let go of wanting to be this dominant energy of the wolf, always wanting to, you know, control even your own state of being, or even your own emotions. Okay. Number two, thank you so much for tuning in. That was your reading. Comment if anything resonates. Bye. Hi, pile number three. Let's pull your card now. Okay, you got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Alright, so there's some trouble with your finances, and I feel like your ancestor is a very feminine energy, regardless of the gender. I don't know if this is a man or a woman, really. Could be any. For the last two groups, I felt more the energy masculine or feminine, but this feels like a very feminine energy that is really tending to your stability though. And that's a masculine energy. So maybe some feminine energy from your ancestor that want you to know that you need to tend more to your masculinity and manage your perhaps your finances better in a better way. Perhaps look for some mentorship for you to be able to follow up and be consistent on saving up, for example. Um, yeah, they're calling your attention that you might be a little bit careless right now with your stability and your housing situation. Maybe perhaps maybe this is something to do with school. And their ancestor is calling you to really seek that which motivates you. So you might need to do a big switch Group number three, a big change of trajectories. Yeah, change of trajectories. That's what I'm hearing. And your ancestor wants you to know that it's okay that you have all the time in the world, and even regardless of your age, you need to do that change for you to have the motivation to tend. Because with this Eight of Pentacles reversed, I feel like you might be just lacking the inspiration, the motivation. It's not that you're lazy. They want you to know, don't, please don't beat yourself up. You're not being lazy. You're just lacking really what brings you excitement and joy. Okay, let me get your oracle card to clarify. Okay, for group number three, spirit, what is their ancestor wants them to know regarding this Eight of Pentacles reverse? Yes, thank you. Okay, what is it? Okay, surrender. Yeah, you might be having trouble just accepting that some stuff is just going wrong and that you need to take action. If you're not in charge of your own finances and you're like, okay, I can lay back and they'll take care of it. Maybe it's a partner. I don't know. Maybe it's your family, or your roommates. No, like, I think in this case, you need to accept that surrender is not the same as laziness. And I think when you were talking about your financial state, you need to surrender maybe in a way of accepting, okay, I do need to go get a job, or I do need to manage my savings better, or I need to stop spending on this thing that I've been indulging in. I'm not gonna say what it is, but y'all know what it is. Um, yeah, I feel like the surrendering needs to happen in your mind, resisting change. So let's get your animal card. Okay, Spirit, animal card for the Eight of Pentacles reverse and surrendering for group number three. What does the ancestor want them to know? Please and thank you. Yeah, I think you're being a little bit too anxious, like just putting your attention somewhere that is not feeding your stability. You're not tending to that future. You're not envisioning any future. Like, make yourself that trendy question of what in 5 to 10 years, where do you see yourself? Because your ancestor wants you to do that. They want you to actually write it down. Okay, so that's a task that I'm hearing they want you to do. Because you might be like, no, it's okay. Like, I can conform to this. No, no, group number three. You've done that many times, they're saying. Okay, let's read the rabbit. Afraid of everything, overwhelmed, frozen. Yeah, you're not taking so much action. You're frozen and you're like tense, I feel. And you need to open yourself and surrender and feel like, okay, I need to see and face all these things. Surrender to the truths that you're not managing well, you're not doing okay. That your ancestor wants you to know that that's the only way to obtain all these material things that are in the end are gonna support you and your well-being and your emotional being and your mental well-being. Okay, your spirit as well. It says when in balance, sensitive, problem solver, and good listener. Yeah, like I'd say, you probably need to practice being a listener with someone that wants to hold space for you, or either seek for that mentorship that's gonna help you maybe manage your business. I'm hearing for a lot of you. Let's see. When out of balance, over explains, talks fast. To bring into balance, a day of silence. Yeah, you probably need to surrender and stop being on, like, scrolling down, maybe like buying too many things that you might not even necessarily need right now. Maybe you can make a list and put them in a future to buy list. I think this has to do a lot with your finances. It's pentacles. Um, with the rabbit, I think your anxiety is taking you to, like, cope by buying things that you might not be needing right now. It says, um, it says the rabbit energy is alive when we're scared most often about the future, and we become our most worst enemy. We sign up a dust cloud of fear, and the complaint to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words. Oh, rabbit, they shape your destiny. Hmm. Yeah, group number three. I feel like you might be thinking too much of like, okay, I don't want to face this right now because then it's gonna bring me down and I'm gonna have a breakdown. I think you need to go to that breakthrough, the surrender, and go through that meltdown if you need to. You need to seek support before, like I say, mentorship or coaching or just someone that really likes holding space for you. Maybe your group, your community group. Yeah, all of those things would be helpful to calm the anxiety that you're feeling right here. You're too in the materialistic, I feel, because these are both earth elements, the rabbit and the eight pentacles reversed. And you probably need to surrender and think more about your way being, like what is out there, look at the stars behind her, like what is out there. Your ancestor wants you to know, like, listen to me, what else is out there, why did you come to this earth for? They want you to like tap into your spirit realm a little bit more, your spirit genetics DNA a little bit more. And for you to do that, you need to surrender and face some things. Maybe you do need to go talk to someone professional, and say these are the things I'm struggling with, and these are the questions I have for my future. There's something here about like planning your future, your stability. Okay, let's see your affirmation. What's your affirmation for group number three, Spirit, regarding the rabbit card, the surrender card, and the eight of pentacles reversed? Please and thank you. What is their ancestor wants them to know? Okay, here we go. It says, I forgive myself for the mistakes I have made, and I allow myself to ask for support when I need it. Oh, yeah. I think you need to like screenshot this. I invite you to do so. And your ancestor invites you to do so. Sometimes it's okay to admit you need for people to be slower for you. Okay, group number three. This is probably like happened before at school as well. It's probably ashamed you a little bit. Um, but to break free, you need to do these things and maybe repeat this affirmation. Maybe accept and surrender to the truth. Like, okay, I need a little bit more explanation, a little bit more help with things for me to be able to be in balance, for me to be able to switch this energy, Eight of Pentacles, and be able to tend to my garden and create that stability and that security that I so much need, but I don't want to admit I need. I can think that you're like in a little bit of a fight with your masculine energy, and your ancestor, which carries a lot of feminine energy, is telling you that you need to let go of that in order to like pay more attention to your masculinity, because that's the way they balance. That's the way they achieve to have a future, that portrays a lot of security and safety. And they had to look and seek for a lot of help and teachers and knowledge. Okay, yeah, and all of that high energy that is anxious sometimes, surrender it and turn it to your favor and transform it to be of like, okay, I'm gonna do all this task this week, at least 1 week, a 1 week challenge, to put these things in order, and then I can chill, and then I can get that one thing from my list that I wanted to buy, etc. That's what they want you to know, and to forgive yourself for needing more help. Yes, like this information says, stick for the support that you need. Okay, that's all I have for you. Number three, thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know your story in the comments if you feel called to it. Okay, bye.